Yo, this is Neville Gallimore from the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tag. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it? Let's get it.
What's up, Cowboys Nation? What is up, man? It's your boy Mike Tag here with Jimmy D. It's a Monday. The weekend is over. It's just another day closer to football. Jimmy and I were talking about we did the weekend. Just chilled a little bit. I had two cameos. We did two cameos for fantasy football. So it's getting that time. I'm working out the rust, getting the entrance right. The door's still intact. So everything is looking good. So we're going to get started. But before we do, if you make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share if you're new to the channel. If you are new, man, drop a comment in the chat so we know you're new. We picked a ton of new people up the last week. I saw so many new names, especially on Sunday. So much appreciated and definitely love it. So what's happening, Jimmy?
No, not much. So I just want to make sure. So if we're doing the cameos, everything's safe and secure and ready to rock and roll for you, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we are getting there. We are getting there. So we got EJ in, we got Troy, we got Falcon. He wants a moment of silence. Now the man's not dead. He's hurt, and it definitely sucks. Overshown was showing a lot of promise, and it's one of those things, Jimmy. We talk about is, do you play in the preseason? Don't you? Now he had to play. He's fighting for a position in this and that, but you're seeing. A lot of people are, hey, Dak's got to play, or this guy's got to play that guy, but you're seeing Mahomes play. I just read that Aaron Rodgers is going to play in the season finale. Yeah. So, I mean, should these guys be getting out there and playing a little bit?
Yeah, I think that, it's a tough call. I think you look at a situation like Ritter in Atlanta. And like I said, even Dak Prescott, even Dak with a new offense, I think they need to get reps in live action. But and maybe even that Rodgers too, maybe a little bit. But yeah. Mahomes, no, completely unnecessary.
But he does it. He looks sharp, man. So I don't know. There's something to be said. And Andy Reid, I mean, the one comment was, if the best quarterback in the NFL can do it, then maybe you want to follow that. I don't know. It's again, but if Dak or someone, God forbid, got hurt and your season's over, I mean, the coach is going to get absolutely annihilated for playing.
Yeah, but like you said, then if they show up week one and they didn't play, and the offense ain't clicking, then they're going to be bitching about that too. Well, so it's a no-win.
Yeah, you're in a no-win. We had that happen last year. I went to the Tampa game, and it was dreadful. It was pathetic. Yeah. Both teams looked terrible. Brady looked bad. Dak looked bad. The offense wasn't clicking. So yeah. So anyway, it's definitely something. What do we got? We got EJ's daughter in the house. Hey. Hopefully she's a Cowboys fan. We don't want any. We can't have any trouble. We want to make sure that the house stays intact. We don't want. I did a cameo for somebody as their fantasy football league, and all of them are Cowboy fans except I think the guy's wife or someone in there was a Patriots fan. So it was all Cowboys fans and Patriot fans. Like, what the hell's going on? So yeah, so it definitely Virginia, what's up? So yeah, glad to see everyone in the chat. Hopefully you had a good weekend. You had a full slate of preseason, another one going. Anything stick out to you, or anything that you saw Bijan made his debut?
Yeah,
you feel good about?
So they played basically the starting offense for Atlanta played one drive. It was like a 9-minute sustained drive, and they did exactly as I've been saying that I thought they would do: spreading the field, mixing up Bijan and Tyler Algier. And you threw in some pitch, you threw in some London. They distributed the ball perfectly. Mac Hollins, I was very happy with. It's just exactly what I envisioned. Again, It's preseason. I don't know. Let's see what it's like in 3 weeks. But and Bijan's a beast, man. Holy shit.
Oh, he's good.
Hands. Oh God.
No, Dallas fans were all over getting him. Obviously, Texas, Texas kid, and they were definitely feeling it. Yeah, Troy, I tell you what, man. Yeah, my son is on the fantasy football show that airs tomorrow. You address that with him. I've said my piece with it. He says it's all about the money, and he's got to do what he can to win, and that was his best option. But I am not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking forward to that. And if I sense him cheer, he will be thrown out. If I sense him cheer for Hurts, especially really when they're playing the Cowboys, that's all I care about. He can cheer for them when they're not playing the Cowboys as long as they lose. But that's something that it's hard because you do fantasy football. We're gonna do a fantasy football league for the Cowboys Cave on the Fantasy Football Channel. Help those guys out. So you're going to see Kelly and Jimmy and all of us will be in there mixing it up. Uncle Cheech is going to make an appearance with the team. We got some fans. We got some subscribers coming in. I know Troy's in, Doug's in. We might need one more. I think there might be one more spot that we'll find out if we do. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But fantasy football, that's the hard thing. Is like, how do you? I mean, Jimmy, could you take a guy in your division, to be it's really the quarterback's the problem, to be the quarterback.
Right. Well, either whether the quarterback or running back, they're going to have big games, but especially that quarterback spot. Because then I can't sit here and root for Derek Carr. I mean, give me a break. That just ain't going to happen. So, if my kid drafted Derek Carr and was rooting for him, he'd be finding his next meal outside somewhere else, not in my house.
Yeah, I know it's tough, but I say until they're 18. He's 19 now, so I could throw him out, but what am I gonna do? So
tell him to pay the rent.
He knows where his loyalties is.
No, EJ and Mark, I tell you, we're going to get to all that in just a little bit because we got our picks coming up. But yeah, I was very impressed with, and they played one drive, some stupid penalties. I mean, there was some dopey penalties, which kind of pisses you off. But if the offense ran that well and we clicked that well, Ritter did throw an interception down on the goal line. It was a tip pass. The receiver blew the route, so I'm not going to have that on him. But I was very happy to see the way they played.
No, that's good. And here's another one, Jimmy. Virginia, her daughter, she's a Cowboys fan, and her daughter's an Eagle fan. Now that would be hard. When I grew up, I had two older brothers, and one was a Dolphin fan. Really, they both were kind of Dolphin fans, and then one became a Bronco fan in like third grade. I think Reuben Carter or someone came into the school. So you had three boys growing up. And my sister, she was 12 years behind us. So she really didn't care about football, but it was, a Dolphin fan, a Bronco fan, and a Cowboy fan. Now, the beauty of that is, by coincidence, the Cowboys beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl and beat the Dolphins. So I always say scoreboard, even though, Dallas has had their struggles against Denver through the years for some crazy reason. I don't understand why. Especially some of the years, it's like, how the hell did this happen? But we always won the Super Bowl, and that's the game that matters the most. And that's what Eagle fans, they have a hard time grasping. That is, they want that second place trophy. They want to hoist up a division championship banner, but you got to win the Super Bowl. You can't go to the Super Bowl and lose all the time. They go and lose all the time, and that's a problem.
I have a little trouble talking because, again, we've lost. We've been in twice in the last 20 years, lost them both. But that being said, you're right. Your team's brought home the hardware, so that's the big bragging rights. Now it happened 3 years ago in some meaningless game.
No, absolutely. So, it's good. Mark's sister's an Eagles. I guess you get that stuff, the Eagle Cowboy would be like, those big robberies. That would make it hard. Like my wife, she wasn't a big Cowboys fan, but her house, they grew up with Redskins fans. And, she understood if you're walking that aisle with Mike Tagg, it's going to be a Cowboys fan. Ain't going to be no Redskins. So she learned quickly that you got to you got to put that stuff aside and come to the promised land, which is the Cowboys. So but it's all fun. It makes for good time and some John back and forth.
Well, my wife is from Western New York, so they're all Bills fans, diehard Bills fans. And I remember when the kids were younger, her father was trying to brainwash the kids into Bills, whatever they're calling it now. Nah, that ain't happening. And to me, she get a little pissed off. Like, look, that's a father-son.
I was going to say that's crossing the line, right?
That is right, exactly. So
but that happened to my brother because his kids, they're family were all from, on that side of the family was all from upstate New York. And I remember there was some pictures they stuck in, put his kids in Bill's, gear and this and that. And boy, he was not happy. So yeah, it's one of those things you gotta fight through. So, but yes, anyway, that it's always cool. Like when you have that in a family, it sucks sometimes, but it does make for fun Sundays. And the Sundays they're here. So we got a busy week. We're going to get started here, but just a couple, PSAs that we got to get out. Tomorrow, obviously, the fantasy football show. You check those guys out. They're going to be doing a mock draft and getting everything going. So if you got fantasy questions, these drafts are going, man, check them out. Give them, ask the questions. They know a lot of stuff. And then Wednesday, we got a great interview. It's a really touching story, but it's going to be a lot of fun with a super fan of the Miami Hurricanes. I've seen him a bunch of times at the game. Never really understood why he wore a full uniform. I'm talking about full uniform, head to toe, cleats. Yeah. I'm going to find out if he ever walks out on the field like he's a player and sneaks on there, maybe gets a snap or two in. But it's really a touching story, and it's going to be a lot of fun talking to him. And then Thursday, we're going to have a special guest, Mike Sherrard, first-round draft pick of the Cowboys in '86. And if you watched Deep Blue, they actually talked about that '86 season. Really some good stories, and there's a lot of nuggets in there with him that it's going to be a lot of fun to talk some football with him for sure.
A lot of great content on the Cowboys Cave. And I'll tell you, last week watching the fantasy football show, they pissed me off a little bit. Showed disrespect to Kyle Pitts. So I had to have it out with him a little bit last weekend, but they didn't even have him in the top 10. So, they do have great content. I might disagree with him a little bit, but you guys definitely jump on there and check it out because it's very entertaining.
Yeah, no, definitely get that dinner, EJ. You got to make sure unhappy wife is an unhappy life, so you got to make sure everything's taken care of. So we're gonna get started. So Jimmy and I, we're talking about it. We're like, it's getting about that time. We need to, as Clubber Lang said, we need to do a prediction, right? Don't you think so, Jimmy D?
Absolutely, yes.
So let me get all this right here. So we're going to give our assessment of the divisions. Hopefully I spelled everything right. You never know. I'm a terrible speller. Anyone always says to me, Mike, why do you got a blue check mark? You're paying for Twitter? I pay for Twitter for two things. One, they give you extra long video time, so that's good. Secondly, you can edit your tweets after you tweet them out. So I always screw up a spelling or misplace something or do something stupid. So that's the other thing. So for what, $8 or whatever, it makes my life a little bit easier. So we're going to go through the predictions of the divisions. And let's see here.
Well, you got to do like Mr. Gazzo told Rocky and go out and get a dictionary.
I know. I got to figure out something. So definitely, we want you guys participating in the chat. You guys let us know: are we idiots? Do we not know what we're doing, or do you agree? And Jimmy, let's look at the simple stuff. So the South, I think we both got the Jaguars.
Easy.
The North, we both got the Bengals. The West, we both got the Chiefs. Where we disagree is in the East. So give me your initial thoughts on your division winners.
Well, I mean, first off, we'll just start with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. Mahomes, I don't care if they lost Schuster. They're winning that hands down, no problem. The North, I mean, again, Joe Burrow, again, he's Joe Burrow, just like Mahomes is Mahomes. But at the end of the day, I mean, unless he has any lingering health issues leading into the season, I mean, they got Mixon, they got Chase, they got Higgins. Very good defense. I see no issues with them winning that division. Jaguars, man, like I said last week, picking up Ridley. They have ATN. They have so many damn weapons, and Horseface is just a hell of a quarterback. Adding Ridley into that mix, they're no joke, right? Now we get to the Jets. All right, and I'm not banking on all this because of Aaron Rodgers. Okay, my thing is they have Dalvin Cook now, and that's a big presence, and I think that him having that running game and taking a little bit off of his shoulders, we always said the run opens up the pass, so they're gonna have Dalvin Cook running the ball. Aaron Rodgers will get his, he'll have more time in the pocket, in my opinion, and I don't see any way that the Bills are gonna win. I mean, there was we talked about this months ago about the Bills. The Bills, the whole situation where Diggs is pissed off, right? Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. I said this months ago. everybody said, oh, well, he's under contract. They signed him. He showed up. He's still pissed off. And I think I saw some crap about that again today, that he's pissed off. So, and what else do they have? They have no running game in Buffalo. So what are you going to have? Josh Allen just throwing it all day to Diggs and running the ball? I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. Yeah. And he's already been blown up in practice. So, I see them making the wild card unless, now here's my asterisk. You have a healthy Tua in Miami. Mm-hmm. It'll easily flip that wild card from the Bills to the Dolphins.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The Jets, and Troy touched on it, and I was going to say, we'll see if Aaron Rodgers makes it out alive come week 2. Their offensive line has been pretty bad. I mean, and they've been, if you watch Hard Knocks, they've kind of been beating them up on it. The coach is beating them up on it and this and that. So I think that's my concern for the Jets. Bills, why I don't pick the Dolphins. They're my wild card team. But, I mean, for me, the Dolphins, I just worry about Tua and if they can make it. So I'm going to go – that's why I go with the Bills. I mean, Jaguars, I think, is a given. The Bengals – are given. The Chiefs, yeah. I saw some comment about the Raiders. Raiders, I think, will be in last place. So I think the surprise team, and they were on the fringe for me, was the Broncos, just because I like Sean Payton that much, and I think he's going to get things going. They're not going to be there yet, but they're going to get it going. So that's where, if you look at the wild card, so you got the Bills making a wild card, I got the Jets. So it's a matter of us flipping our, we're probably pretty close there. Then I've got the Dolphins. I got 3 teams from the East, which I think is, arguably with the West, I think is as good a division as there is. What I think hurts the West is I think them playing each other. I think their records are going to end up hurting them. And I think I'll make that point when we get to the NFC. I think you may get a team, and that's why I had the Steelers in there. I don't know if you think they're that good. I think they're going to be a team that's going to be kind of on the rise a little bit. Maybe they're not there yet. Maybe they're the Jaguars of last year where they're going to get better as the year goes on. But I think they slip into the playoffs to a benefit of the division, to me, not being as brutal as the West.
No, and you know what? I think Kenny Pickett has a breakout season. I mean, they got Najee Harris. I mean, I think that they have the basic tools. And like you said, in a division, I don't think the Ravens I'll start by saying, and I hope it doesn't happen because karma's a bitch. Lamar Jackson's hurt. He misses a lot of the season. And I don't see them being that strong because of that reason. The Browns are going nowhere fast. So, and again, with Kenny Pickett, I really think having a breakout season, that's your wild card.
Yeah. No, I think it is. So we're not too different in the AFC. I mean, it's not there. I think maybe if we get to the NFC, maybe they'll be a little bit different. I'm seeing a lot of comments. Some people got the Patriots. I mean, that's how good the East is. I mean, we've just named out a couple people said the Patriots. So you're talking any team in that division can win it. Now the problem, here's where I don't think it could have. Well, I put 3 teams in, so I probably didn't put a lot of thought into it because I think the East is going to have some trouble with playing the NFC East with the Cowboys and the Eagles. I think that could hurt one of them, but I put 3 teams in, so obviously I don't believe that. So,
and that's what stopped me. And even with the Patriots getting Schuster, that's what stopped me from throwing them into the mix. And I really think with Kellen Moore, I know you guys hate him, but I think him, out there with Herbert, and they got a great running back out there with Eckler. I think that's why they're definitely not going to win the division with Kansas City, but I think that they're going to be a wild card team.
Yeah. And do the Jets start? I saw San Francisco. Mark puts there. I thought they opened in Buffalo or home against Buffalo. Does anyone in the chat who do the Bills open up with?
Is it San Francisco? I think it might be San Francisco.
I'm surprised if it is that they play two. They play 2. There we go. Buffalo. Week 1 is Buffalo. Week 2 they play us. I think they can end up. I don't know, man. I think that here's how I feel, and this is just superstition, Mike. I hope the Jets beat Buffalo because I never like seeing a teams come off a loss and play my team. I just don't feel good about it, and especially good teams. And I think, Aaron Rodgers, we could say we want as Dallas fans. We feel a lot with Aaron Rodgers, so our heart's been broken a million times. So I'm kind of hoping that the Jets pull off something, and it's a Monday night game against Buffalo. They're coming to Dallas on a short week. I think that's even better. But again, it's all about timing. And I think the Jets are a team that's going to get better as it goes. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to catch the Bills, who I think would win the division. But I do think the Jets will be a wild card team. And if they stay healthy and their line gels up, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is still pretty dangerous, man. I've seen that story too many times.
He is, and again, adding Dalvin Cook on the team is huge. And at the end of the day, I just think that, again, I'll get back to what I said. I don't think Diggs is happy in Buffalo, and I think that they have zero running game. So what are they doing? You can't have the Josh Allen show every week.
No, I mean that's where it could be trouble. But yeah, I do not think Rodgers is going to beat us. I think Dallas goes in with the way we'll get that home. It's our home opener. We're playing the Giants on Sunday night. I just think things will go well for us there. So, and I'm there. So if I'm there, you better know damn well that they're going to win that game. I ain't going home with no empty pockets. So, but yeah. So getting into the NFC, this is a little interesting, and hopefully I didn't make any errors. If I did, I apologize. I think I spelled everything right. We both got the Cowboys winning. You got the Falcons. I got the Saints. You got the Vikings. I got the Lions. We both got the 49ers. Our wild card is pretty much all different, except, I got the Vikings. I don't have I got the Vikings and Lions. You got the Vikings and Lions. So we're close there. You have Seattle and the Giants. So I've got the Eagles and the Falcons. So what say you with your predictions here?
Okay, so let's start off because all the Philly fans are going to be out there bitching and moaning and whining and complaining. I don't see them making the playoffs at all. Again, I get back to what I said before. At the end of the day, I don't want karma. I don't wish it, but Jalen Hurts will be hurt. Their backup is Marcus Mariota, and
You've seen that story
all too well. I've seen that story, and I don't want to see that story again. That was like a horror show. And they lost the running back. Was it Miles Sanders?
Sanders, but they picked up Swift. They picked up Penny. They got a couple guys.
They did, but again, and then they have great tight end Dallas Goedert. But at the end of the day, with losing your 1,200-yard rushing running back and Hurts being hurt out, in my opinion, 6 games this season, that's going to be a crucial 6 games. That's going to keep them on the outside looking in.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, my thing with the Eagles, I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be right there with us. It may come down. I think we'll pull away in the end. But I think that they're going to be a wild card team. I think they've got a lot of talent. Injuries, I mean, you can never predict them. If Hurts goes down, to your point, Jimmy, then they're probably going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble. We've seen what they were like without him; it wasn't very good. So
no,
I think that's a wild card when you have a quarterback and they hate that you say that he's a running quarterback, but he runs a lot. He runs a lot. So it's one of those things where you're a shot away. Especially when you don't get that protection from the referees when you're a running quarterback as much as the pocket passers do. So that'll be interesting. So the South, you got the Falcons, I got the Saints. Now I got the Falcons making the playoffs. I think the Falcons, to what we said earlier, I think the Falcons are going to be a young, up and coming team. I think they're going to get better as the year goes on. I just don't know if they'll catch the Saints, but I don't think the Saints are that good. I just think that in the division you're in and all of that, I think the Saints, I like their quarterbacks, a veteran quarterback, so I give the edge to him, but it wouldn't shock me if the Falcons win the division.
Well, I mean, the question is with the Saints. Okay, so Kamara is missing how many games? Is he out? Is he suspended for? I think 5?
He's out he's out for
6 games. Okay. Does Michael Thomas come back to his form the way he was a couple of years ago? Yeah. I don't know. And I just don't see it. They lost half of their defense and they lost their defensive coordinator. So I don't see them beating us. Carolina, okay, Bryce Young, rookie quarterback. I don't know how well he's going to play. I don't see it happening for them. I know they picked up Miles Sanders from Philly, which is great. That's going to help him out. But he's still a rookie quarterback. And he's been getting blown up in the preseason. So I just they lost DJ Moore too. I just don't see it happening for them. And Tampa Bay is a complete disaster. I don't think they don't even belong in this conversation right now. They're a disgrace to this division.
Jimmy D. Clarence says Jimmy D is crazy.
Yeah, okay.
He's
Clarence
crazy.
Beeks, shut your mouth.
Now,
you're wise.
Let's go to the North. You got the Vikings. I got the Lions. Now we both have both of them making the playoffs, so it's just a matter of one winning the division and one not. So
yeah,
you're kind of splitting hairs there. So we're not that far off.
Yeah.
So what? See, to me, I look at the Lions and I like their coach. Obviously, I love Campbell. I just think he's got so much energy, and those guys are playing hard for him. I like what they've done in the draft. They get the running back from Alabama. Obviously, golf is, he's underrated, underappreciated because he's not sexy in any way, but he just, he's consistent. And I think they've got the weapons. Now they got some guys that, Williamson, I think, is suspended a couple of games. They got some gambling issues on that squad. So interesting to see how that works out. But I think they're one of those teams. I would put them in a Jaguar of last season. They're a team that you don't want to play late, and unfortunately for Cowboys, we play them late. Hopefully, I don't think it'll matter. It'll be in Dallas. I think your boy. I think I'm going to head out to that game. I think it's like a Saturday night game or something like that. But I think they're a team that's definitely on the rise. I think you must feel that too. You got them in the playoffs.
Yes.
But the Vikings, I just think they're trending down. So you don't have them going down yet. They got another year in them.
Yeah, I think so. At the end of the day, well, let's step back to the Lions a second. Goff, I mean, he was insane last season. He's had strong numbers every year. And again, not sexy, but he gets it done. But last season, he was just on another planet. The guy killed it. Can he repeat what he did last year? Right? Minnesota. Now remember, they lose Dalvin Cook. So let's see. To your point, does that slide them down from that number one and put Detroit up and winning the division? I don't know. I still think Minnesota is going to take that division.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I think like I said, if it went one way or the other, it wouldn't bother me. Now the West, I think we both have the Niners. I think I don't think the West is that good. Now you've got Seattle in there as a wild card. I don't have them in there, so. What is and you got the Giants. I personally think the Giants are overrated. I think the Giants are going to be a disappointment to those fans up there. It's just my feeling. It's nothing against them. I'm not hating on them. I think everything worked out well for them last season. I think the schedule was really nice for them. Who they played in the first round of the playoffs, the Vikings, who Cousins struggles in, any kind of game that there's pressure on, he's in trouble. So I think everything worked out really well for him. I know they're excited for this season. Nothing scares me on the Giants. So I just don't. They're tough schedule that they got to play the AFC East. It's not going to be easy. I think we play the West. We play the West too. So it's not going to be easy. The NFC West. It's not going to be easy for the Giants. But you got them in there, so you're a believer.
Yeah, I think so. I think, look, Daniel Jones, I'm not going to say he's in the upper echelon of quarterbacks, but he's pretty damn good. Saquon Barkley's got something to prove. I know I think he's pissed off in a good way. He's motivated. I think he's coming out to play. They picked up Darren Waller, tight end from Vegas. I think that makes a big difference. So Jones has an outlet. And I just think that they're going to be stronger than people think. Talking about the Seahawks, they had that kid Walker running back last season. Great rookie year. Geno Smith, I'm so happy for him that he came out and played like he did last year. I know he fizzled a little bit toward the end, but I think he picks it back up and does what he has to do, and they make the wild card.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Geno's a nice story. It sounds good. It's a feel good story, but I don't know. I got to see it again. It's almost like Hurts. He had a good. Let me see it one more time. And then we'll figure it out. Well, that was my thing. Is I just missed it.
Sorry, that was me. Go ahead.
Oh, that was you, Clarence. Their wide receiver. They're garbage. I mean, they really now they got Waller,
Slayton, Waller, Beasley,
maybe Hyde.
Hodgins.
You got a bunch of scrubs there. So I don't know. I gotta see it. I know they got a good coach. He's in Buffalo. He was from Buffalo, and he did some good things up there with that offense. And he seems like a solid coach. But I just got to see it again. Can't put him up there, man. I got to see it one more time. So.
Well, and you know what? We got to make sure we archive this So we see where we're
Mark
at the end
tape.
of the season. You know what? I'm actually going to take a Polaroid right now. So
there you go. Take a picture.
You know?
I've got it saved, but take a picture of it.
Good.
That way everything's smile. so no, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I got to say something. I'm going to take a step back.
AFC. Say it again.
I remember Clarence Beeks last year was breaking my balls about the Broncos and you're stupid, you're an idiot. Who was right on that one? I told you what was going to happen last year with them, and I was right. So what are you coming at me for?
Jim Stradamus, he did it. And you know what sucks is, Jimmy, and I forgot it didn't work. I told you guys I work on my graphics, and I had this all done, but it didn't look right when I had to take everything off because it was blocking the other work I did. So I'm just putting these out there. I even put the Falcon for you, Jimmy, and the Cowboy for me.
Why?
You try and do these things. It's not easy. I'm learning. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, so that's. I had to at least show it. I put like 10 minutes of work into that. I got to make sure that it was, at least show it once. So we'll see what happens.
It's great artistic work. I love it.
Thank you. All right. Yeah. Now we got disrespecting the Ravens. So Falcon thinks that the Ravens are one of those teams, and maybe are we sliding them? You got Lamar Jackson.
Look. How many games did Lamar Jackson miss last year due to injury, and then he disrespected his team?
That's the part with me. He quit on his team, so it's hard for me to believe it.
So where's the heart? And number one, OBJ's hurt already. I know he was a great pickup, but he's already hurt. Yeah. So I just I don't wish it on anybody, but injuries are going to kill that team.
Yeah, no, and hey, Uncle Cheech was going to come on today because of the. It was I guess a couple games this weekend, but he said, give me one more week when it's a full slate. He got a lot of stuff he wants to do. He's been studying, he's been doing all this stuff, all that craziness that he does. But he will be on. If we run into trouble, I'll see what the show looks like Thursday with Sherrard. If we got some time, maybe he can sneak in and give a pick. But if not, he will be back Monday at his regular. Once he's back Monday, he's not leaving. So we got him till February. So Uncle Cheech will be back on a permanent basis. Maybe this was his last vacation, so to speak.
Well, you know what it is. I need money. So I need Uncle Cheech back on this show because I need to make the rent payments.
No, absolutely. Yeah. No, we got to give it. Yeah, Lamar Jackson, I missed that. If I missed that, Jimmy might put it up there while it's yapping. It's that when the legs slow down, is he a good enough passer? To be in a, I don't want to say elite, but be a top tier quarterback. And I don't know if he is. I think Jalen Hurts is a pretty good passer. I think when his legs go, I think he won't be as good, right? He's not gonna be as dangerous, but I still think he's got some game left in him. I think Justin Fields is a better passer than people, give him credit for. And I think the Bears could be one of those teams that make a little bit of noise in the NFC. The problem with the NFC is it's wide open. I mean, really, you got Dallas, Eagles, and San Francisco. Those are kind of they're up here, and you've got a bunch right in the middle to where, you could get the Falcons, and I'm being dead serious. The Falcons or the Saints could end up being the number one seed in the NFC because of the division that they're in, the schedule that they have. Yeah. You're going to have the East beating up on each other, at least the Cowboys and the Eagles. They're going to play the AFC East. They got to play the AFC West team. The Eagles got to play the Chiefs. The Cowboys go to LA to play the Chargers. They play the AFC West, so the West and the East are going to beat up on each other. And here you could have the Saints or the Falcons just sitting back, relaxing, playing the Panthers and the Buccaneers, saying, "All right, there's 4 wins. Now, if we split with each other, that's 5 wins. Now what else do you got? You just gotta handle some business outside that. But that's why I think the NFC is going to be a little funky this year when it comes to playoff time.
I mean, look at the cream of the crop as far as conferences is the AFC. I think they have just the strongest quarterbacks, the strongest teams. I think you look at the NFC. Hey, look, I know you guys are going to kill me on this one. I think the 49ers are by far the strongest team in the NFC. And I'm not chilling for them. I don't like them, but it is what it is. I mean, they just have so many damn weapons. And I believe in Purdy. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. He goes down, they got problems.
Well, they definitely got problems. Trey Lance is, I mean, someone should, and John Lynch has been really good. And they say that Kyle Shanahan is like the genius of everything with every quarterback. But boy, they missed the mark on Trey Lance because he's terrible.
You know what Kyle Shanahan is not good at doing is calling plays in the second half of a Super Bowl when you're up by 25 points. That's what Kyle Shanahan is not good at doing, and I can't stand him for that.
You don't like running the ball when you're up by 28-3. Just saying, go ahead and win the game. Oh yeah. So no, I believe me. I don't know. Not to make you feel bad, Jimmy, and go down memory lane. I'm just telling you, there ain't no way in hell I could sit there quietly. And I know you weren't quiet, but seeing that happen, I don't know how any Falcon fan could recover. If that happened to me as a Cowboy fan, I don't know if I'd ever recover. I just don't know if I could ever recover from that.
You know what you do? You do like I did. You shut your phone off 3 days, avoid everything, avoid the TV and all that other stuff. And that's what you do. That's
now, I don't want to hear no bullshit. You had to have been 28-3, middle of the third quarter. You had to have been getting ready. The champagne was on ice. I mean, you had to be feeling like finally it's here. Everything, the excitement. You had the list of people that you're getting ready to call on the palm of your hand, just waiting to dial that last number. You had to be thinking you won. I mean, there's no way.
So I'll tell you and this is the God's honest truth. I swear to God. So I have some family in New England. They're obviously big Patriots fans, Red Sox, all that shit out in New England, right? So they call me at halftime. And I'm a Falcons fan. You got to remember, we're used to weird stuff happening and stupid shit. So he calls me at halftime. He says, "Man, I got to give it to you. You guys want, you're going to win. Congratulations." My exact words, and I get him on the show to prove it. I said, "You're the Patriots. We're the Falcons. There's still a whole half left. So this game isn't over yet." My exact words. Wow. So I was hyped, but I wasn't at the point where I was, getting the digits ready to start hitting.
I don't like the Patriots. I'm not. I respected. I became. I don't want to say I'm a Brady fan, but I became very appreciative of Brady when he went to Tampa Bay. That kind of changed my view of him a little bit. Maybe because he was closer. I live in Tampa, so you got to kind of see more of a personal side of him, or this or that. But I just could not stand him. And I when you guys were beating the hell, I was like, it was a dream come true. I was like, Falcons beat the shit out of him. And when he came back, that cemented his greatness. That cemented, you can't ever argue. I'm just telling you, you can argue, like I say, you don't want to compare eras, but the best quarterback in his era, if you're just going to say, pick an era, and then put all those eras, which one had the best era? I mean, Tom Brady, there's no question. Yes. And I'm a Joe Montana. I love, the Elways, Marinos, that era of football. But what Tom Brady was able to do in the era that he's in, which, it's a pass-happy league, but it's also a lot of free agency. Look at the receivers he had to run through and this and that. You got to give him credit, man. And then he goes down to Tampa, who I seen this Tampa team. They sucked. And then he ends up bringing them to the Super Bowl. Now, they added some pieces, but he was the main piece. And I'm telling you, I've said it before, so this is not any revelation. When he was looking at teams, I'm telling you, I was begging. I was begging that Dallas would have made a move to get Tom Brady, because I knew he was going to win a Super Bowl. I just knew he was going to win a Super Bowl wherever he went, because he was going to have a chip on his shoulder and all of that. And I was just like, man, it was like 20-something years. I said, dude, come to Dallas, man. What better place to – what legacy could you have? They hadn't won a Super Bowl in 20-something years, and you go there and win a Super Bowl? I mean, drop the mic and just walk out, man. You own it.
Well, not for nothing, but, I would have taken him in Atlanta. The thing is, we were killed on cap space with Matty Ice, so we couldn't do anything for the, the 2 years. Then we dumped the cap space, and that's it. But I agree with you. He's 20 years. That dude has been the quarterback, the man. For 20 years. Think about that.
It's insane. And just the, the Super Bowls and all that. But the worst Super Bowl for Brady, for me, is the Eagle. I mean, then I'm rooting for Brady, right? I want Brady to win. Right. And then I still, that one, man, I just don't know how. I remember my dad, he still laughs at me sometimes about it, because when Carson Wentz went down, I said, they're done. They're one and done in the playoffs. they'll be out of here, and lo and behold, Foles takes them all the way to the Super Bowl, and they end up winning it, and then they put a statue in his honor, and then Carson Wentz has to go look at that statue every day. You wonder why he probably went crazy and never was the same after that. So
I think he was out on Twitter or something advertising himself last week. I think Carson Wentz.
Well, I tell you, I didn't realize. I thought Winston wasn't on a team. I didn't even know he was still on the Saints. I thought the Saints got rid of him when they brought Carr. I didn't know they still had Winston. I guess I've been out of it. So I saw him playing last night. I was like, shit, man, I thought he was gone.
Yeah, no, he's backing him up. So, but again, the Saints, I don't see it with them either. I don't know.
Well, and let's be clear, that you'd had to walk away from Dak. That's what Dak was. Yeah. If you remember, and I know some of you guys, you big Cowboy fans, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I think when this was happening, Dallas was on either the franchise tag with him, or there was a chance they didn't need to resign. He wasn't making the big money, so if they were going to make a move, that's when they would have made it. That's when they could have made it, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. But you had to move on from Dak. But hey, man, I would have for Tom Brady. I'm just being honest. I never lied to anybody on the show. Is I would have traded that in a second for a Super Bowl. There ain't no doubt about it, man. There ain't no doubt about it.
Damn straight, man.
But anyway.
So look, that's right. You forgot Wentz had a ring. Mark.
Yeah, he got a free ring out of it. Yeah, that's what are you gonna do? But he was important to that team. So it's one of those where I'm not dogging the guy. Like if he wore a Super Bowl ring, I would not. Maybe I'll make fun of him because you have to because of Eagle. But I mean, he balled out that year. I mean, he balled out. I mean,
he did.
That team was the number one. They had the best record at the time, and this and that. I mean, you can't hate on him. He earned that ring. I mean, he earned it. So.
Well, okay. So Steve's saying he got the ring because of Foles. I don't know. I mean.
Well, if Foles wouldn't have been there, they wouldn't have had as many wins. It's one of those things. You can look at it either way, but Wentz was an MVP candidate. They were the number one seed when he got hurt. It would be no different than, God forbid, a receiver got hurt and didn't play, but he was the number one receiver all year. And then you're not gonna take that ring away from him. So he contributed to that team a lot that season. So I'm not gonna hate on Wentz, man. I ain't kicking a man when he's down. How's that, man? Just leave the poor guy alone. He's out there soul searching as we speak, trying to figure out what he's going to do. So, but it is what it is.
He's going to end up at Tampa Bay pretty soon. Is what's going to happen.
He might. I mean, They don't know what they're going to do. They're trying. They got Mayfield, and now they got what's his name from Florida, University of Florida. They've been trying them both. I don't know. I would go with the kid at Florida and just see what he's got.
Why wouldn't you? You got nothing to lose.
That's it. Yeah, I just you go in there. I mean, Mayfield, you know what you got. I mean, he's not going to get you no Super Bowl. The team's not a Super Bowl team. They're terrible. You might as well just go ahead and get this thing started. And if he sucks, then they're in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. So they have an opportunity to get the best quarterback coming out of college football.
But at the end of the day, what's going on down there? Again, I'm not a Buccaneers fan, man. I don't need to see them winning anything. But why wouldn't they bring in Carson Wentz? They can get him at a great price right now. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So, but
whatever. But see, here's the thing: it's like, do you want to be like the team is just not there? So I would much rather go with youth and see if you got some upside. I mean, what's Baker Mayfield going to get you? 5 wins, 6 wins, maybe 4 wins? Not going to get you anything. So right. I'd rather go with the rookie. And if the rookie blows up and stinks, then you're going to be in. You've got 2 top quarterbacks that are going to be in this. I know you don't follow college much, but no. I mean, Caleb Williams is considered that generational quarterback, like a Trevor Lawrence was coming out, or Peyton Manning coming out, or any of these guys. I mean, he appears to be the real deal. So you've got him. You got the kid from North Carolina. If he comes out, so there's some quarterbacks that are going to be coming out, and it's going to be, I don't know. I would just go with the youth because they're They're not there. Now watch them prove me wrong and end up going to playoffs, look like an idiot.
No, you know what? You bring up that minor league four down in Tampa Bay.
I know.
Bunch of losers.
Stadium will be empty. It'll be empty.
Oh, back like in the old days, right?
It'll be, just the way you left it. It'll be just like that. It was funny. Well, I told you when they did Brady, because some friends of mine had the season tickets, they had to sign a 2-year commitment for season tickets.
Yeah,
and they put in new seats. They put in extra seats to maximize everything because they knew this year was going to be it'd be a mass exodus of season ticket holders. So they went ahead and they did that. I liked his commercials, didn't you? My parents, they love those commercials. They love those Baker Mayfield commercials. I thought they were good. Yeah. I tell you, Steve. Make sure you tune in on Wednesday because I know you're from the U. You love that. Man, I was at the game, and boy, that quarterback, he did a number on us last year. So I hope you're right, but he was pretty damn good. And I didn't even know who the hell he was, but we made him look like a all-pro, and maybe he really is. But yeah, I don't know, man. I hope you're right. I'm praying you're right because I don't want to see that beating again for sure. So. Anyway.
So yeah, and you know what? Getting back to preseason, we had some more injuries. We had multiple guys carted off. Not any big names, but you don't want to see anybody get hurt. We had a few quarterbacks carted off, some defensive linemen carted off. I mean, the thing is, it's funny how the league's talking about player safety and all this other bullshit, and guys are getting hurt all the time, and not nicks, not where they roll their ankle, but where they're getting carted off the field with neck injuries and concussions and major injuries. So it's absurd what they pull with this player safety crap every year, and the same shit's happening.
Yeah. No, I got a text from Kelly. I don't know if this is hopefully this is accurate breaking news. Michael Irvin just got signed to Undisputed. So I guess it's going to be him and Skip Bayless.
Oh geez. Oh my God.
Which I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know.
So those unconfirmed reports? Or is that breaking news here on the Cowboys K Broadcast Network?
Hey, why didn't someone tell me my audio wasn't sounding good, Jimmy? Why didn't you tell me that?
I thought it sounded great. What are you talking about?
I got a text of my audio, and I looked, and my mic was not on the right mic. So,
bro, you sounded fine the whole time, or I would have called you before.
Crap, he said it sounded echoey. So I don't know if it sounds better, but I apologize. No one said nothing, so I thought it was okay. But yeah, so Michael Irvin is on Undisputed, which I don't like it. I mean, I like it for Michael Irvin, and I don't like it. I think it's bad. I think that guy's an asshole.
He is.
I think he's a slime ball. I think that there's nothing good about him. And Michael Irvin is a good dude and positive person. And I don't know. It said apparently there's going to be a rotating cast. So, yeah, yeah, no, it's true.
It's true though. I agree with you. Bayless he's I don't know. But again, if he's getting paid, what are you going to do?
Right? I'm happy. I'm happy for Mike. He got he's getting railroaded, and yeah, I'm telling you right there. I'm glad my man Steve said it. This was the best. This is when it was at its best. Is when you had Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders on NFL Network. They used to do the post game, almost like NFL primetime, and they were the best. And the one story I always remember is when a dude got hit and he got up and he started wobbling around and you could hear Michael Irvin. They're kind of like chuckling. Then you hear Deion go, "Stay down, brother. Stay down." You see him falling. They were the best. That I wish, that there is no good post game. Like, remember ESPN did prime time. You watch it over and over. There really isn't a good one. The NFL Network does one, but it's not the same. It's not good at all.
No, because you need characters. You need like people being fun, smart asses like that, right? Now it's just boring. It's bland. It's vanilla. I agree with you, man. Remember way back in the day was Berman and Keith Jackson, right?
No, Tom Jackson.
Tom Jackson.
Yeah, NFL primetime was. For us growing up, was a staple. That was. If you ball, it was you ball, you get the call, and
It was, what was it, Prime and 21st and Prime.
Yes.
It's yeah, it was it was, they don't have the personalities. Everything is just, the problem is you just can't offend anything or anybody anymore. So I think they just try and go, everything's vanilla. And
Yes.
it's just like the hits. You can't show the hard hits. You can't do this. You can't do that. And it's just, it's
a Falcon, Falcon Double. You're right. Those two schmucks belong together. That would be perfect. I would love to see that because I can't stand either one of them.
Well, they were together for, they were together for they, that's what they did, and then they split off.
Then they split off.
Yeah, Bayless is just, I don't know. I see Stephen A doesn't bother me as much because he laughs. I mean, it's very evident. It's shtick for him. It's just, it's for the attention, and he jokes and he makes it kind of funny. Where, I mean, Bayless is just a jerk. I mean, the way he was talking to Shannon Sharp one time, I mean, I don't know how Shannon Sharp didn't just beat the hell out of him. I would have. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player, and he's trying to talk him about his Hall of Fame career, questioning, his credibility and this and that. It's like, I don't know how Shannon Sharp, contained himself. And what happened is Shannon Sharp, I mean, on his podcast, he blew up and he got bigger. He didn't need Skip Bayless no more.
No.
He was getting bigger than Skip Bayless, and that bothered him. I think that bothered Skip a lot. You saw the relationship, starting to go south. But good for Shannon to get the hell out of there. But I hope it works out for Irvin. I mean, I know he wants to get back. I mean, he loves being in front of the camera. He loves doing the shows, and he has so much passion and so much fun. Someone had commented they wonder if they were going to take Michael Irvin off of the Cowboys. Yeah, he does the big pregame hype video. You saw it when you were there during the game. He comes, and some people are like, "Man, do you think they would take him off of that?" And I'm like, "Dude, they better not. They better, they do that shit because of something stupid." I said, "I'll be done with it. I'll be done, putting my money in there."
Claudio, he's talking about Berman is still the best. I'm digging Chris Berman doing the Car Shield commercials. I don't know if you've seen those. He's all over him and Ric Flair and the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
I didn't see Berman.
Berman's it's funny. You'll stumble on it at one point, and he's acting like he's doing like a sports cast. Yeah. He's got people saying, "Oh, I saved $4,000 on my transmission and saved $5,000 on on my engine and all this shit." And it's funny. He's interviewing him. It's actually pretty comical.
Yeah. I like Berman. Yeah. Warren Sapp they got in trouble for harassing one of the girls. I know who was it? Marshall Falk, and some of them got in trouble. But yeah, I gave up. NFL Network. I don't even. I'm going back to Fox pregame with Jimmy Johnson stuff. I was always doing the Michael Irvin one, and I like Mariucci and I like Kurt Warner and all of those guys. But I don't know if they. Whoops, I'm sorry. We're hitting each other. I don't know if they released Michael Irvin from his. I don't know that the whole thing with Michael Irvin, it just kind of went away, right, Jimmy? It just kind of, he went away, and you never heard anything. They said they had this tape. Don't produce any tape of her.
Exactly.
Anything. There was. If you had the evidence, put it out there. They've never done anything. The lawyers, challenged them, all of this and that. So, it's. It
was bullshit.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I thought it was bullshit. And I'm glad. Look, he's funny. He's just a funny guy. So I definitely miss him. And that whole thing was nonsense. And like you said, nothing ever came out. Nothing proved him to have done anything wrong. So I'm glad he's back on the air.
Yeah, they released a video, but there was nothing.
It was nothing
to the video. I mean, Michael Irvin released a video. There was
nothing.
They had a video of what went down, and that's never come out. The tape that they're playing is basically, I think it clears Michael Irvin of any wrongdoing. But like I said, it was like a 30-second interaction, and there was guys there that were right in earshot because Michael Irvin went out and took a picture with a couple guys that were in the bar or whatever, and they were right there, and they said there was nothing inappropriate, there was nothing said. The girl approached him. She came from behind the desk and walked over to him while he was in the lobby. So the whole thing just seems like a shakedown. So
yeah, no, I agree with you. It's all posturing. And I think too, get back to season before last where Kamara I mean, there was clear evidence of a video with him in
Oh
an
yeah.
elevator tuning people up, and nothing happened to him last season. They finally, he's suspended this year. But I mean, sometimes a double standard, it's just ridiculous.
Well, the NFL, they pick, they pick their spots. I don't know. It's whatever the flavor of the month is for them. I always
Yeah.
talk about with Zeke and that season, the 2017 year. The BS, finding something in college that he was found clear of anything, and then you just say, we're just going to go ahead and suspend you 6 games. But
Yeah.
at the end of the year, we're going to go ahead and do that.
So stupid.
It dragged out for so long. It's terrible. So. But anyway, so just a quick baseball. You're the baseball guy. I know a lot of some of the people in the chat are Rangers fans. So I saw the Rangers got swept by the Brewers. I heard, and what's going on in the baseball world?
Well, the problem is right now you're talking to the wrong guy because I want to hang my head in shame because the Yankees are a disgrace to this sport. Hal Steinbrenner is a puppet, and Brian Cashman is a puppet, and Aaron Boone is not a field manager. I don't know why they're not making moves. And again, now it's at the point where you can't blame Boone, and I'll get to the Rangers in a second. Can't blame Boone. You can't blame Cashman. It's Hal Steinbrenner. He's just inept as an owner. He's got to make moves right now. Like I said, George is rolling in his grave. We're awful. We got swept. We've lost 8 games in a row. It's awful. So I mean, you're talking
I
very.
saw they had, your manager was on. They were showing him on some. I mean, I can't believe he's still there. I can't believe Boone is still there.
But again, it gets back to Hal Steinbrenner. He needs to be cleaning house right now. There's no reason not to. We got nothing to lose. Kind of like we're talking about Tampa Bay. They got nothing to lose right now. The Yankees have nothing to lose. Right? We got swept by Boston. We got swept by Atlanta. I mean, we got rolled by Atlanta. The Braves kicked our asses all over that field last week. Right? And the Rangers, I wouldn't worry about that. Texas, strong team. I mean, look.
Well, now it's like, I guess it's like Claudio made a comment. You can't buy championships anymore. I'm thinking of you got the Rangers, the Brewers. I guess they got
right.
decent. And then you got Seattle. Seattle's kind of hanging around there. Cincinnati in the National League. I know they're hanging out there. They got this young team. I think their average age is like 22, 23
yes, young team,
young kids. And Tampa, is Tampa sliding at all, or are they still doing all right?
No, they're sliding a little bit. We got a troll on here, bro. Yeah, it's they're sliding a little bit. I mean, it's funny how baseball works. I never would have seen. I mean, the Rays are still in it, but they are not playing like they were a month and a half, 2 months ago. But I didn't see us in this position right now. Again, I'm a Yankees fan. More of a Yankees fan. I know baseball, but I'm more of a Yankees fan than a baseball fan, if you will. And I'm just, it was funny. I was telling you, we had some friends over yesterday. Buddy of mine's a Mets fan, and we were crying on each other's shoulders, trying to figure out who's got the worst situation this season. Right?
I thought the Mets were set up for have a nice year, and
you would think,
yeah.
No, you would think, but nah. I mean, it's like Baltimore, the Rays, and Toronto in the AL East. I mean, that's what you got going on. Yankees and Boston are done.
Yeah,
we're done. And I hate to say that, but
Baltimore's up there. I mean, it's just all these teams. It's just really surprising. All the big market teams are the ones that are struggling, and all these young teams with farm systems. Right, you got to build through the farm.
Yes.
And I think that's where if I'm a Yankee owner, I'm going to be looking at my scouting department and my farm system, and really the manager. Again, I don't know how he's still there. You get swept. If Steinbrenner was alive, you got swept by Boston, and you're this bad. I think that's when it's over. I don't think you make it back to New York.
No, it is. And to your point, we haven't been really developing the system. I mean, Anthony Volpe's been a shining spot at third base this year. But beyond that, no, we're just not developing the system. It sucks. You're not going to go out and buy championships like that. I mean, you can, right? I guess you can, but look at Judge. We paid him, and he's missed 40 games this season.
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, you just don't know. So it'll be fun. We'll get into baseball more, like when the playoffs are getting going and things happen. Jimmy ain't going to be too happy about it. So
no, it's going to suck.
But
by that point, it'll be we'll be deep into the NFL season. My Falcons will be in first place, and I'll have the Knicks and Rangers.
That's all. It don't matter. But more importantly, big thanks again for all of the new subscribers. If you're new, definitely we appreciate it. We're gonna have a cool giveaway, by one of our sponsors, Cuts by Jones. They're gonna be giving us one of these beautiful pieces away. Might even be doing it at the tailgate. We might be doing it at the tailgate, which is going to be coming up. Our tailgate party, the Cowboys Cave first annual tailgate party at AT&T 917 when we take on Aaron Rodgers and hopefully put him out of his misery and get that thing done. So make sure if you guys are in at AT&T, if you're just walking around, come pop by, say what's up. Have a beer. We probably Eugene Lockhart. He may make an appearance there. We get the hit machine out there, have some fun. So we are definitely looking forward to some good times and getting this season started. We talked about the preseason. It's there. We got one more week left, and we got a little week off, and it's here, man. It's a few weeks away until Dallas is in New York and gonna be in your backyard. And who's Atlanta opening up with? What do you guys?
We open against Carolina. So
okay, that should be nice. You guys get a fourth preseason game.
It'll be a good victory.
So, hey, but yes. Anything else, Jimmy D? Am I missing something?
No, man. I'm glad we talked about our picks this week. That's good. I see Claudia's talking about what is I don't even know what is that.
In Miami, I don't know.
I don't know what that. No. Though he's talking about maybe the Marlins. So anyway, but no, that being said, I think we hit everything. We appreciate everybody coming on this week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for the fantasy show.
We got you covered every week, you guys. And if you miss anything, like I said, when you get to work, you put it on in the background on your computer. You listen when you can, but just keep it rolling. Keep that video rolling. Keep the next show rolling. You can listen to everything, hit or miss. But no, the fantasy football guys, they're doing a mock draft. They're going to be getting things going, and it's going to be fun. And more importantly, you saw we didn't give our Super Bowl predictions. We wanted to wait for Uncle Cheech. So next week, Uncle Cheech is back. We got a full slate of some college games. We got everything going on. So it is going to be on, and we're going to have some fun. And we're going to get one more week for preseason. We want to make sure there's no crazy injuries or anything like that. We're going to give the Cowboys Cave Super Bowl predictions next week. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And that being said, Jimmy, is there anything else I forgot?
No, that'll do it. Make sure, again, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Tell them to come on, man. We love the interaction. Get them in here in the chat. It's always a fun time.
And like Eugene Lockhart said,
they're gonna wake up to win, and they don't understand nothing else. They're not all about glamour. They're not all about the women and girls. Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.
I say that. I walk around the house screaming and my wife wants to kill me. That's all I say. Give me somebody that's but yeah, so anyway, you guys I'm gonna play that every time. I love it. We'll see you guys. I'll be back on Wednesday. Jimmy will be back on Monday. Fantasy show on Tuesday. Maybe I'll pop in. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Eagles getting ready, because you might not like it, but you will learn to love it, because we are the best thing going today. Now can you